That's right, motherfuckers.
Yo,
We got a theme song, Beaners.
Oh, are we starting?
Yo, we're starting. Yeah.
Oh shit! Hey, y'all like that theme song, nigga?
Yeah, we got a theme song,
Man,
motherfucker.
I heard that, dude. Hassan played that theme song for me.
Yeah.
And what's the gentleman's name? I don't want to mess it up.
Shout out to Greg Scamato.
Greg Scamato, dude. Fuck Drake.
Yeah, bro.
All right, I'm a Greg Scamato fan.
Yeah, best song of all time, right
Greatest song I've ever heard in my life. I'm not fucking kidding. That's the greatest. He played it. I had to hear it 20 times. We danced like crazy. Thank you so much. Beaners, we're moving up. Greg Scamato, we love you.
If you want to see more Greg stuff, check out gregcanhelp.com.
GregCanHelp.com. Check it out. He has great. If you need help with anything, that dude will help you, apparently.
Yeah, very
He
very
was helpful
nice
for
guy.
us.
Yes.
Hey, what up? We back.
Hey.
Hey, also, we're back.
Hey.
He tried to get rid of me. A lot of people thought I was with Pauly Shore. I was not. I was literally tied up in the next room. I was tied up. Did not eat for 2 weeks. It was awful.
Nope.
But we're back. We worked it out. Good to see you, buddy.
Hey.
And
I watched Jack while I tied you while you were tied up.
oh, how was it? Why was it? You
No,
go ahead.
what's it called? I wouldn't say it was bad, but it wasn't. I had more fun watching you describe it for sure. It was a lot longer than I expected. Some scenes were a little too long. They were playing. First of all, the credits way too long.
Yeah, credits were crazy long.
Basketball scene way too long.
Yeah, there's a lot of the same thing over and over.
Yeah, I mean that's what it was. It just felt like the movie could have been a half an hour shorter, and
Yeah.
you wouldn't have missed anything.
Did you cry?
Yes, of course. Oh my god. Oh, that's why I wouldn't say it's a bad movie. It gets you. It's like
It's like
man.
Hardball.
Yeah. It's like you feel it's better than Hardball, but you feel yeah. Relax on that.
But you makes you cry. Hardball, bro.
Yeah.
Horrible movie, but you are when G Baby died, you cried, dog.
Yeah, but I wouldn't describe this as a horrible movie. Where I
No,
might
no.
describe where I would go to bat against Hardball. I would go to bat against Hardball.
You would go to bat against Hardball. That was a good joke.
Yeah. But no. This one. My problems with this are just tiny, but they've just sort of added up over time. You know what I mean? Like it was too long. I thought the music was a little cheesy.
Music was extremely cheesy.
Yeah, it didn't. You know what it is? You can have that cheesy music if your actors are cheesy. Your problem is your actors are good actors.
Yeah.
Minus the dad, everyone in this is a really good actor, and they do their best.
That's true.
They are going for it, and I think the movie would have been way more powerful if there was no background music except for the big moments. But that cheesy background music played over every scene, and sort of took away from what they were trying to do. That's how I felt.
Yeah, I feel that.
Like everything around it. The director was too good for this to be a cheesy movie. The you know what I mean?
Cast was crazy.
The cast was crazy good for this. It's like it wasn't a cheesy. It wasn't like a hammy over the top performances, which is what that music sort of required.
What'd you think of Robin?
I mean, it's Robin. You know what I mean? It's Robin. This is probably not his best performance, but it would be someone else's best if it wasn't him. You feel what I'm saying?
Ooh, that's a great compliment.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. It wasn't his best, but it was.
It could have been somebody
It was
else's.
a lot of other people's.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The dude is incredibly, man. He's
He's
incredible.
just talented. He's a
The
talented
range,
individual. Yeah, very funny.
so funny.
Yeah.
What'd you think of Bill Cosby?
Man, it's Bill Cosby.
How'd you feel watching it? How'd you feel, honestly? What'd you think? when
Okay,
you saw him?
the scene. I mean, I'm one of these people that can absolutely separate the art from the person. I don't.
Do you think about the person while you're watching the art? I'm curious about that. Or were you consumed in the art? and
No,
not even thinking-
I was in it. I'm in the thing. You were right though when the beginning scene when he's like tending to the wound, the boo boo. That's a genuinely creepy scene.
It's fucking weird.
Yeah,
man.
it's a little too
without Bill Cosby without the rape. It's still like, what's up with this? Scene?
Yeah, it's very. When you really think about it, it's like, man, those are two very tragic stories in one scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Robin and Bill. I mean, the way they both went out is very tragic.
Damn, two of the greatest of all time.
Yeah,
Two of the greatest of all time, bro. On the yeah,
and
you're
it's
right.
they don't have happy endings.
Damn.
Yeah, it's
Well, Bill Cosby had enough of them.
Oh God! I hated how I thought that joke was funny. Don't do your tongue like that. But yeah. I thought the dad was bad. The dad didn't feel like a dad at all.
He was weird.
was
Like
just like
also were they setting him up as a bad guy with the pictures of the hot tit?
Random. He was just a random attractive dude. That's
Yeah.
how it felt. It's like, what is this?
I like Diane Lane.
Oh, bro. Hot take. all three women in this movie could fucking get it, dude.
Oh, J-Lo?
J-Lo and Fran Drescher, bro.
Oh, Fran
All
Drescher's getting
three of them.
Dude, what a threesome.
Get it, bro.
What a threesome.
Get it. I
my
couldn't
God.
decide. While I was watching the movie, I couldn't decide who was hotter.
Was it Fran Drescher?
There's something like the way, like the both Diane Lane and J-Lo, the way they're like the subtlety of their hotness in this movie was like.
And then Fran Drescher had them titties out,
Yeah,
boy.
Fran Drescher was just out. Yeah. Oh God, kissed his 7-year-old or whatever.
Yo,
We
she
don't
was.
talk about the psychological effect of Fran Drescher. You know, Ed's sort of happy, but no one ever really. We don't really delve into what happens after she finds out who Jack really is.
Yeah, dude, she's just a pedophile.
Yeah, but I don't think that. You know what? I don't think that's her fault. You know, I don't know. Pedophile might be too strong of a word.
Yeah, I know. I'm comparing her to like Jared. She ain't Jared.
No.
She didn't have a ring of Benjamin Button little boy.
Yeah, right.
She was, had a fucking.
Right.
Yeah.
If all of the people Jared talked to looked like they were 40, it'd be like, all right, Jared, I can see how you got caught up on that. But
Like every single one of the little boys, bro, all them little boys looked 40 years old.
yeah, and you're like, oh wow, they did look 40. Yeah, if they all look like Robin Williams. I'd be like, all right, I get it.
That's so much hair.
Yeah.
That's the most hairy person ever.
Yeah,
nigga.
that's the most hairy 12-year-old. You're not gonna ID that kid.
Dude.
Yeah.
ID him.
Where did he get all that money to buy all this stuff? Anyways, who cares? You can't get into the logistics of this movie, but he was just buying shit left and right.
What parts did you like? Anything you really liked? Anything I hit? Anything I missed? You know?
It was just the feel good parts were really feel good.
That's cool.
You know what I mean? It's
Absolutely.
like it was absolutely. It wasn't like I'm being nitpicky, but yeah, it wasn't like, oh God, when is this movie gonna end? It was like, oh man, when it really wanted to make you feel good, it made you feel good.
That's true.
Yeah, absolutely.
All the friend moments were great.
All the friend moments were great. And I thought this was really funny. Ian Gray, Top Beaner, pointed this out. It's really funny that the bullies are racially diverse. The bullies are a racially inclusive group.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah, it's really funny. Dude, there's something about the mid-'90s movies that got
Little
race
Giants.
right.
All the bad team is very
Racially. Dude, there's something about those mid-'90s movies that got race right for some reason.
They didn't make one joke about the Asian kicker being Asian.
No.
Just that he was
They didn't make any jokes about like how weirdly diverse the bullies were, and all the nerds were these white kids, and they didn't bring up race when they easily could have.
They didn't.
Yeah.
They would now.
Oh yeah.
And then they bring up how strong those two little girls were and how independent they're gonna be.
Oh yeah, those
Why
little
are we
girls
talking about these two little girls like
fucking sucked, dude. They were.
this? They were little girls, but they
Yeah,
did suck
they
ass.
suck. They were mean.
Little girls suck.
They were mean. The white one was really mean. The black one was like, she was like more sweet, but the white one was like, he's a freak, and
Yeah. You ever seen Little Rascals?
no. And I think that's Jack. See you in a second, guys.
Yo, we back.
Hey,
we
we
back.
back, and we back,
We back.
and we
And we back.
back.
And we back. Beaners. What's up?
Beaners.
You need to relax.
Oh,
dude.
well, I'm having a good time.
I'm sorry he's still in the show, guys. We are working on getting them off. You know, we're working on it. Hey, Beaners, dates.
Oh yeah.
You want some dates?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's see. We will be in Brea, June 26th through the 28th, I believe, or is it 27th through the 29th?
June 27th through the 28th.
29th.
That's a Thursday.
The 29th.
I'm sorry. God, we're both fucking
We're both
idiots.
wrong. 27th through the 29th, we'll be in Brea.
It is Brea Improv with Brendan Schaub. We will be there with Mr. Him. And I also, Beaners, when does this episode come out?
Ooh, tomorrow, so June 17th.
Oh, great. Beaners, your boy is at the Hollywood Improv Thursday and then Friday and Saturday at Flappers in Burbank with Mr. Pauly Shore. Come out and see your boy if you want to come out this week. Flappers, June 21st and 22nd. Come fuck with your boy. And also, July. More dates, Beaners.
Brendan Schaub.
With Mr. Brendan Schaub. We're going to be July 12th and 13th in Cincinnati with Mr. Brendan Schaub. Check
We
out.
don't know the club yet. We should look that up.
Oh, yeah, we don't know the club. But we're just giving you guys a heads up.
Cincinnati.
You know what I mean? Cincinnati. If we have any Cincinnati Beaners, come out July 12th, 13th. If we have any Indianapolis Beaners, we will be there July 18th, 19th, 20th, the next week. Come out. If you have any Indianapolis Beaners, come on out. And then, of course, August in Nashville. And then August 15th through 17th, if we have any Portland Beaners.
Derek will be there. I will not. But Derek will be there. So get out
Brendan
there.
Schaub. Just go to
Yeah.
BrendanSchaub.com. You know what's up, Fighter and the Kid and King and the Sting people that came. You know, hey, gang, buzz, bro. Hey, King and the Sting people. You know we fuck with you and love. And keep listening to that, obviously, because what the fuck? They're retarded. They're fucking retarded, dog. Hassan,
Yes.
Are you ready for today's episode?
All right.
Yeah?
Yes.
Dude, I'm back.
You're back.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm so pumped.
Hey, Derek.
Yeah.
Yeah, wait, hold on.
What?
Before we begin.
Wait. I mean, what do you mean before we begin?
Before we begin,
What?
can you explain to me?
What do you mean? Can I? Wait. What?
Can you explain to me?
Wait. What?
What
Can you explain-
happens-
Wait.
what
What?
happens
What do you mean?
in
Where
the-
am I?
Oh,
What's happening?
It's reverse episodes, you fucking
What the
bitches!
fuck?
Hell yeah!
No one told me.
Derek,
What?
What happens in Children of Men? Tell me right now. Derek Nanette Poston.
He knows my real middle name. Hannah Gadsby, you bitch. You got my real middle name out there. You fucking cunt.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know, Hannah Gadsby's Nanette is about Derek.
Ah! I told her not to put it out. All right.
So what happens in Children of Men, Derek? Do you know anything about this movie at all?
Fuck, I don't even know what you're talking about. I didn't know it was a reverse episode. What the fuck? I'm explaining. What? I did a movie, guys.
Yeah, he did.
What the fuck is? I honestly don't know what's happening.
This is my reverse dance. It's a reverse.
We didn't even switch chairs. He didn't tell me anything.
Yeah.
Guys, he fucked me up on this one. You're gone 2 weeks. You never know what this brown piece of shit's
never
gonna do.
know.
Children of Men, you said.
That's
huh?
right. You kick me off the podcast, and what happens? I get my own compilation and a reverse episode.
Fucking did. I didn't ask for any of this.
I am inevitable, bitches. I am inevitable.
Don't make him snap. All right. What do I think happens in Children of Men?
Yeah. Do you know anything about it?
Nigga, I don't know what you talk. I don't know. No, I don't know nothing about it.
Okay. Fuck yeah.
So Children of Men. I'm gonna say. Oh God, dude. I want to say.
What genre? Let's start with
I
genre.
don't know. You know that's where I'm starting. I
Yeah.
want to say it's a war movie. It feels like a good name. If it's not, it's a good name for a war movie. You know what I mean? Children of Men. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why. It's like, I don't know. But I want to say maybe it's also a movie about parenting. But it's probably not. Also, I feel like it's like maybe it's the story of the 3 blind mice. I'm not even playing. Like maybe that's what it is. It's like because I feel like that's the name of that book, right? 3 blind mice is just about you. Or maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm mixing up.
Let's start. Let's get somewhere.
I'm trying. This is my movie.
This is fair.
This
fair.
is the movie.
I'm sorry. I got too excited by fucking you up.
Okay. So I'm gonna say Children of Men. It's fuck it, bro. It's a motherfucking war movie, dog.
Okay.
It's a war movie, and in this war movie, there's a motherfucking Muslim soldiers.
Okay. Okay.
This is how you feel?
Yeah. When you really don't know, you see how hard this is.
I'm gonna say it's a motherfucking.
So what happens with these Muslim soldiers?
Yeah,
Are these the main characters or are these the bad guys?
They're good bad guys.
Okay, they're good bad guys.
You know
okay.
what I mean? Children of Men, and then
So they're those bad guys, but you get where they're coming from.
yeah. Well, because we're coming from their side.
They're people.
Yeah, we don't know what's going on, and then and then fuck, man. I know this isn't the movie. This is crazy. I can't believe I do this to you.
Yeah. I know how it feels, you fucking idiot. Yeah. I hope you feel dumb.
I feel dumb.
Yeah.
So he.
So okay, main character's a he.
Yeah, the main character's a he. Well, yeah, they're it's Muslim.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Actually, that's very fair.
And so they he gets kidnapped by American soldiers,
Okay.
and they beat him. Oh God, this is just Avatar.
Is this Avatar? That's what
And they learn his ways. They learn the Muslim ways.
Okay, they learned the Muslim ways.
Oh my God!
What's the
Conflict?
what's the climax?
He suicide bombs them niggas anyway,
Oh shit! So they sort of have this rapport,
and he has to do his duty.
but in the end, he chooses to
ends
do his
it.
duty.
And it's Children of Men.
Wow.
That movie's pretty tight.
Yeah, that's not a bad movie.
Like
Actually.
it sounded like it was gonna be corny, and then it was like, no,
Wow,
bro,
you turned that around. You turned that around.
If you saw that movie in theaters, how would you feel?
I mean, this is pretty good. Yeah, I was gonna say, you turned that around from Corny Town, baby. You kept that bus moving.
I love Bang Bros.
He does love Bang Bros. Yeah. Okay, great movie. Not even close to what Children of Men is,
Come on.
but it's a great movie.
Thank you.
You wanna hear what happens in Children of Men though?
Well, yeah. Can I
Yeah.
do my movie?
No.
Ah.
Do you guys? So you know nothing. All right.
I
So
don't
this
know
is
anything.
2006, directed by Alfonso Cuarón.
Hey, I know who that is. He did Gravity. He did and he did Leonardo DiCaprio movie The Revenant, which I love as well.
That was him. I think that was Inarritu, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, they're all the same person.
Yeah. The Mexican
He did
directors.
Shape of Water. They all did the same
Yeah,
thing.
Mexican directors are killing it right now.
Be better, other directors.
Fair.
I like Ryan Coogler. You're killing it too, buddy.
All right, so Children of Men. We opened. It's. I thought this was fun. While I was watching it, I got the text that you were in Harry Potter Land. You were in Harry Potter Land.
I was in Harry Potter Land.
And this is a Universal Studios movie. Connection.
Was there a ride for this? Could there be? So let me start. You don't have to explain anything, but could there be a ride for this?
It would be the most intense, scary ride of all time.
Oh my god!
And it would be like for a theme park, it'd be like, yo, this is way too much for a theme park ride. This is no.
Wait, it's a virtual ride, like 3D glasses. Did you do that?
Either way, whatever it is, it's like, yo, this is too much. This is too much. They should have picked a lighter movie to make a ride out of. if anyone makes a children movie ride, props, because that is not going to be easy.
It's like making a Room movie ride.
Yeah, it's in that sort of vein of movie. This is pretty dark.
You get to feel like being the kid getting kidnapped.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so we open on a black screen. Newscasters' voices. Day 1000 of the Siege of Seattle. It's day 1000 of the Siege of Seattle, and Muslims request the army stop occupying mosques.
Nigga, I was right. Get out of here.
There are Muslims in this.
And you just said war.
This is a war movie, but not in the way you expect war movies, because this is about to change real quick right now.
I can't believe I got it right.
Britain's borders will remain closed. And this is BBC. This is a BBC type news, right? So British guy. This is all British.
What time frame this movie come out?
This movie came out in 2006.
Okay.
The time we're about to find out when it takes place. Okay. Lead story. So you see the newscaster. World stunned today by the death of Diego Ricardo, the youngest person on the planet. Open on a cafe. People are watching the news anxiously. You just hear, and then you see it goes in between the people and the newscast, right? Diego was stabbed in Buenos Aires after refusing to sign an autograph. He was born 2009, died 2027. And then you see our lead, Clive Owen. Theo, his name is Theo Farrell. And he moves his way to the front of a cafe. He asks for a coffee, and he gets it. Diego was 18 years old, 4 months, 20 days, 6 hours, and 8 minutes old. The new youngest person in the world is some girl who's 18 years old, right?
Wait.
Go.
Hold on. Mm-hmm. Are we in a dystopian future?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Okay, keep going.
Definitely. Yeah, I mean, the youngest person on the planet just died. Diego Ricardo was the youngest person on the planet.
And he just died.
He got stabbed because he wouldn't sign an autograph. Yeah, bro. This dude.
Wait a minute. So many things are happening. It's like, wait, hold on. And the movie just, hold on. Does the movie just start like this?
This is how the movie starts.
You cut the movie on.
You cut the movie on, and
it goes.
First information that you
First information is the 1000. You say what?
It's the day 1000 of the Siege of Seattle. Muslims request the army to stop occupying the mosque. Britain's borders will remain closed. And Diego Ricardo, the youngest person on the planet, has died. That's the 4 pieces of information you get immediately.
And you don't know what time period this is in yet?
Well, he died in 2027, so you know it's 2027.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay, keep going. Youngest person on the planet just died.
Yeah. So Clive gets the coffee. He leaves the cafe right that the coffee's in. He goes to the left a little bit. So this is a single shot the whole time on him, right? He goes and he finds this old sort of news. You know when the things you got to get newspapers out of?
Yeah.
Right? He puts his coffee on there. He's outside. It's London, November 16th, 2027. So,
we in London.
We in London.
Is it gloomy?
Yeah, it's London.
I like that.
Yeah.
I love stuff.
And it's really dirty too. It feels like it's the near future. You know what I mean? Where things are going bad.
Okay.
That's how it feels. All right. He walks for a second. He pours liquor in his coffee, and so the camera follows him as he pours the liquor. So it's him, the coffee, him pouring the coffee, and the cafe he just came out of. As he's pouring the liquor in the coffee, the cafe
blows up.
Blows up.
Woo! Let's go.
Up. Earring sound effect. You see a woman screaming. She's holding her detached arm.
Saving Private. What?
Children of Men.
Hold up.
Yeah.
So, hold up. So, all right, we're in the future, right?
Yeah, near future.
How do they dress?
They look like us, pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah. It's not crazy different dress-wise. It's just you can tell the surroundings, everything is fucked up.
So the younger person died.
Youngest person in the world has died.
Clive Owen is just pouring liquor in his coffee.
Yeah.
Do we know who he is or anything about him?
We're about to find out.
And so and they blew up a coffee shop.
Yes.
Children and men.
Yes.
The fuck's going on, dog? Oh, man, hold up. Keep going. I got questions, but keep going.
Okay. Next shot, Clive is walking into his job at the Ministry of Energy, kind of like nothing happened, right? As he's walking through his office, everyone is crying over baby Diego. That's what they call it, baby Diego, right?
The last baby that died.
Yeah, the youngest person.
He's going into what offices?
His office at his job at the Ministry of Energy, right? He has this government job, right? But he's like a pencil pusher at this government job. You can tell he's not very high ranking. He knocks on his boss's door and he asks to go home and work from there. And his excuse is, "Oh, baby's Diego's death has got me fucked up," even though really he just survived a bombing. I don't know why he lies, but he says, "Yeah, fucked up." All right. So next shot, he's on a train ride home, and on the train there's this TV, and the TV is showing shots of different cities like Atlanta, Washington, D.C., Beirut, Beijing, and they're all on like fire. They're all on like fire. There's war going on.
Is this a zombie movie?
No. I'm going to leave it right there. It's not a zombie movie. So get out of that.
Sounded like it felt like
I need you to
going.
get out of that headspace.
Okay.
Because,
But it felt like I was like, whoa!
No, it's not a zombie
Just
movie.
shit's on fire.
Yeah, just on fire.
War?
And then,
I was right about war.
and then it ends with saying Britain is the only country that still stands.
So Britain's doing all this.
Britain's the only one that's surviving whatever this world without children is right now.
This V for Vendetta world.
It's a good way to put it. It's a dystopian. It's very dystopian. And then the next ad is like, it goes, "This is my maid. This is my teacher. This is my da-da-da. This is my thing." And they're illegal immigrants. Remember, in Britain, it's illegal to shelter illegal immigrants.
Are they
And you
black?
need to report
Are they
them
white?
to your
What are they?
nearest authorities. They're all colors.
Okay.
They're just not from Britain. Anyone not from Britain is a legal immigrant, right? So Clive gets off as he's driving on the train. Like there's kids who throw like rocks and shit at it, like really poor people just throwing rocks and shit at the train and all this sort of stuff, right? The train stops. He gets out at this place called Zone 2, and as he gets out, he walks past a bunch of foreign people that are in cages,
Yeah.
just in cages everywhere, right? And he goes past.
Where is this in his offices? He's talking about what? This is in his offices?
No, he's on a train. Remember, he's going home.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he's seeing just foreign kids in cages?
Foreign people. They're just in cages.
He can see this from the train.
Oh, they're at the train station. As he's leaving, he's walking past them.
Is Trump in office?
Thank you, Derek, for being brave.
I was brave.
Right. So, yeah, but there's just and bunch of cages too, bunch of foreign people, and they're all like housed in there, and they're speaking in foreign tongues. And so he leaves the train station. He goes past these armed men. He shows them like his passport and stuff, and then he exits the train, and his friend is there to greet him. His name is Jasper, who's this old hippie guy.
Do I recognize him as actor?
Oh yeah, his name is Michael Caine. I don't know if you've heard of him.
Michael Caine?
Yeah.
Not Michael Caine!
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I love it. This is one of my favorite Michael Caine roles because he plays an old hippie.
Can I hear how he talks?
I mean, talks like this.
Even in the movie?
Dude, he's Michael fucking Caine. He still talks like Michael Caine.
Please give me some Michael Caine when you give me this.
Oh, I can't
story.
do Michael Caine. I can't.
you just did it.
I can't do it.
That's great.
You know his real name is Maurice Micklewhite. Right? Which is like, why change that? That's already an actor name.
That's a good ass point.
Maurice Micklewhite, dude.
That's a great fucking name.
Yeah.
So, all right, he's a hippie ass nigga.
Oh yeah. And he just looks. He
He's
looks
homeless?
funny. No. He has a house. He has glasses on. It's not your typical Michael Caine character. He's like grungy.
Okay.
He's not like, you know how Michael's like usually like a put together type guy.
Yeah.
And like an Alfred type ish.
Yeah.
Not like that at all.
Okay.
No, I love it. So they go.
Is this like a independent movie or is this a big box office movie? Because the cast is crazy.
I think this wasn't like a big budget movie, but it wasn't necessarily small either.
Did it kill the box
It
office?
was in Universal. Actually, I don't remember if it. I think it did compared to how much it cost, because I remember even when it came out how hyped people were about it. Because I watched it back then because of the hype.
I always like knowing shit like that. You know,
Yeah.
I always like knowing the
Yeah, I don't really. I just remember watching this in 8th grade because that's when it came out, and my friend Matt, who you've met, really liked it, and I was like, oh, I'll watch it, and I was like, oh, this shit is awesome.
It sounds great because that's what
Yeah.
I'm like. It's like, man, that kind of cast. I'm like, was this a big? You know what I'm saying? Was this a big budget? You know what I'm saying? Did they push this to the box office? That's what I was wondering. I was like, I wonder, because I never heard of it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know me? I know all movies.
I do think it's weird you've never heard of it. I will say that. I do think it's weird you never heard of it.
Yeah, that's why I'm
'Cause it
more
was
like.
I think that was nominated for a bunch of Oscars. It was one of those types of movies.
I wonder how. Yeah, I wonder if it was.
I'm curious
I'm curious.
how this slipped through the cracks. But all right, so they're
Michael Caine.
Michael Caine. They're driving through Jasper's. They're driving to Jasper's. Like they're driving in the countryside, right? In Jasper's car, and they're trying to figure out who bombed the coffee shop. They're like, it's either the Islamics, the fishes, or the government. One of the three.
Who's the fishes?
I'll let you know as the movie lets you know. It's either Islamic, the fishes, or the government. And as they're driving, they see a bus filled with illegal immigrants passing them, and Michael's like, "Oh, they're off to Bexhill," because that's where they keep all the illegal immigrants. It's a place called Bexhill.
Ooh, Bexhill.
Bexhill. I'm Michael Caine.
Michael
We're off to
Caine.
Bexhill. Yeah. So they pull off to the side of the road. There's like woods there,
Okay.
and they start moving these trees. And it's a pathway behind the trees, like it's like shrubs and shit. And they drive through, and it's like, oh, this is where Jasper's house is. Jasper's hidden his house off the side of the road,
Okay.
so you can't find it unless you know Jasper, pretty much. So they're in Jasper's house.
What's
now.
What's Clive Owen wearing?
Like a coat.
Okay, yeah, all right,
He's
never
a
mind.
normal dude.
Normal,
He
okay.
looks like
I'm just
he,
curious. I just wanna
he
see.
looks very unassuming.
Okay.
Yeah, he looks like a government pencil pusher.
Okay.
You know, he just looks like a cog in the machine.
All right.
Um,
What's going on, though?
So you're in Jasper's house,
Uh-huh.
and you're seeing a bunch of newspapers. Like this is a shot of a bunch of newspapers that Jasper has, like on display.
On
Right?
some Beautiful Mind shit?
No, like this is sort of like a museum almost.
Okay.
Like a museum, like it's a timeline of what's been happening in the world.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and so you see the first newspaper, it's like 10%. Infertility rate is at 10%, and then you move past, it's like infertility rate is at 50%. And you move all the way to a newspaper, infertility is at 80%, and then infertility 100%, pretty much. Right, so the human infertility rate is just increasing.
Motherfuckers can't have babies.
Motherfucker, no. That's,
What is going on? Why can't people nut right?
oh yeah, no one can have babies. No one can have babies.
I'm having babies. Fuck that, dog. Tell me why I can't have a baby. Now keep going.
And then over the course of that, you see other stuff. Like you see Jasper used to be a political cartoonist.
Okay.
Yeah. And you see his wife was a journalist involved in covering the infertility rate. And then the last paper is government denies torturing photojournalists. It's a picture of his wife.
His Clive Owen's wife.
No, Jasper's wife.
Jasper's wife dies
No, tortured by the government,
doing what?
covering the infertility rate.
Damn, so this is his wife's newspapers.
Yeah.
Okay, keep going. God damn.
And then
You're
you
getting deep.
And then you see his wife, Janice, I believe her name is. Yeah, Janice. And she's old and she's like fucked up and she's not moving. She's like this. And you can tell whoever tortured her left her like this. She's looking like this and she's staring at a picture. And the picture is of Theo, Clive Owen, a younger version with a woman and a kid. And that's what she's staring at. She's just staring at it. Like that. Right?
Okay.
So,
Clive Owen's in the picture that she's staring at.
yeah, Clive Owen, a woman, and a kid. Yeah, it's a family. So they start conversing, and turns out Jasper is a weed dealer now.
Okay.
Yeah, he deals
Michael
weed.
Caine slinging weed.
He's a weed dealer, and his number one customers are the refugees. He lives close to Bexhill.
Okay.
Refugees, or they're called Fugees throughout the whole movie. That's their derogatory term, right? They're the number one buyer, and the way he gets into them is that he has a contact who's in the immigration police who buys it from him, who then sells it to the refugees, right? And they talk about how it's crazy how weed is still illegal, but the government is handing out these suicide pills called Quietus, which is just these suicide pills you can buy if you want to kill yourself.
Damn.
Yeah, and that's legal, right? And so Jasper starts telling this joke to Clive. He goes, all right, I got this joke for you. So the Human Project is around a table. And Clive goes, bullshit. The Human Project is bullshit. A bunch of people who live out in the Azores, which are like islands in Portugal, devoting themselves to solving the infertility problem.
Yeah.
That's not real. The Human Project ain't real. And then Jasper goes, oh, real or not, I think it's real. Here's the joke, right? He tells this joke about how the Human Projects are having dinner. Like, why can't people have babies? And the leader of the Human Project goes, I don't know, but the stork is delicious. That's the joke.
Okay.
It's a bad joke, right? It's a street joke.
Okay.
But
But it's like, let me ask you something. Is this movie like a fucking like serious ass like?
yes, it's very serious. And it's one of those things where the dialogue, it's like You remember how it was all about the intricacies in dialogue?
Yeah.
It's like that, except shit is happening constantly, as well. Like the dialogue is intricate and everything. There's no wasted words.
Does every scene matter and every?
Yes.
That's why I'm like, okay, because I'm like that joke don't matter, but like I feel like that joke matter.
Just the Human Project. You know, that's this is our introduction to the Human Project.
They're trying to get something done.
They're trying to solve the infertility problem.
Michael Caine is.
The Human Project. Michael Caine is just a weed dealer.
And one of the. Okay, keep going.
Yeah. All right. So.
It's confusing ass movie.
Back in his apartment next morning, Clive wakes up. On the TV is a commercial for Quietus, the suicide pill. And it's like, you decide your own time. It's like a medical commercial, but for the suicide pill.
Damn.
Mm-hmm. So Clive is walking to work. There's more immigrants in cages, and they're being tased and shit by the British police. And he walks past this giant, I guess, memorial for baby Diego that someone put. You know, and just flowers everywhere. And sort of like what's on the corner over there for the motorcyclist that died recently.
Yeah.
But huge, right? And in the background, there's these news bulletins, like sort of like Harry Potter news bulletins, these pictures that move, sort of, saying that the terrorist group Fishes is being blamed for the cafe bombing.
Who are the fishes?
Like I said, you'll learn about the fishes as the movie lets you learn about the fishes.
Are these fish like Aquaman?
Yes. This is the prequel to Aquaman. I forgot to tell you. Yeah.
Permission to come aboard, sir. God, what a movie.
Yeah, wait until Jason Momoa shows up. This is going to change the game. All right.
Favorite actor.
So, oh man, I haven't watched it, but I want to. So he's walking past the memorial, and two guys that get behind him, they put one of those black hoods behind him to push him into a van that drives up.
Who does this to?
Clive Owen. They do this to Clive Owen.
Damn, okay. Who kidnaps him?
Well, the next shot, you see he's in a room, and it's just covered in newspapers, right? A small room covered in newspapers. And then a man is talking to him. You're in the jurisdiction of the Fishes. The Fishes are in the war with the British government until they recognize equal rights for every immigrant in Britain. And then Clive is tied up. They pull the bag over his head. They pull the bag off, right? Clive is in a room with three masked men and a woman named Julian, who knows Theo. It's the same woman in the picture.
Okay, the woman staring at the weird woman's just staring at her.
Yeah. Same woman in the picture.
With the kid.
Yes. And Julian is played by Juliana Moore.
Julianne Moore?
Yes. Did I say Julianne Moore? Yeah, Julianne Moore.
From
I think she's in I've never
Nights.
seen it. Yes. I've never seen it, but I know she's in that.
she fucking kills that movie.
Yeah, she's the same one. That's who's playing Julian. Really, really confusing naming on that one.
This cast is crazy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's pretty nuts. Oh, there's still one more person. And you're like, whoa. He's coming up soon. Clive looks stunned, right? And then he asks about the bombing in the cafe, and Julian's like, we don't bomb. And Clive's like, bullshit. What about Liverpool? She goes, all right, well, we haven't bombed since Liverpool.
Yeah.
The bombing at the cafe was done by the government to scare people off the Fishes.
Okay.
Yeah.
They don't want
people to like the Fishes because the Fishes are on the side of the illegal immigrants.
Fishes are good people.
Fishes are people.
Let me see. Who are the fishes, bro?
All right. So, Julian then unties him and asks Theo to walk around with him. They exit the sort of room, and they're just in this like weird sort of like abandoned train station looking place with a bunch of terrorists, and they talk, and they haven't seen each other for 20 years. It's the first time they've seen each other in 20 years. They walk, and Jules, as Theo calls her, asks Theo for fake transit papers to help a refugee girl move.
Okay.
And Theo's like, well, I don't want to. I'm not going to do that. I don't know. That's so dangerous. How can I even get those? And Jules is like, well, just talk to your cousin. He's a high-ranking minister. He can get those for you. And I can offer you like a lot of cash. And he goes, I'm not going to do it. He goes, you're going to take the cash. I know. And then he refuses. It's like, I'm not going to do it. So the Fishes put the bag over his head, tie him up, and take him off to a van somewhere, right? They're going to drop him off, right? So the Fishes drop him off somewhere random, and they say, don't talk because we'll be watching you. And one of the guys tells him if he reconsiders the offer to get the fake transit paper, take this piece of paper. He hands him a piece of paper and post it on the subway at this station, and we'll come in contact with you. Right? And the guy who gives him that paper is Solomon Northup.
Shahita Walaisha for.
Yeah, that guy. Chiwetel Ejiofor.
Okay, we knew. I know his name. You know his name too. We both know his name.
Yeah.
Damn, bro.
Yeah. And Solomon Northup's name in this movie is Luke.
So, okay, hold on. So they bag him up because he doesn't want to do what?
He doesn't want to get them the fake transit papers.
He said, I'm not doing it.
Yeah. And they say, if you change your mind, here's this piece of paper, post it on this bulletin board in this subway. And
What would the transfer papers do?
They're trying to help a refugee girl move in between throughout Britain. So to move from zone to zone, you need papers.
Yeah.
But if you're a refugee, you're an illegal immigrant, you get taken to Bexhill. So if they're trying
Bexhill is
where they keep all the illegal immigrants.
In
That's
the
where they
cages.
bust them. It's a prison town basically. And so they're trying to get her this particular refugee girl somewhere for some reason.
okay. He don't know what.
You don't know what.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay, I'm with it now.
So the next scene, Clive is driving through the city, and
It feels like the Matrix, nigga. You know what I mean? It feels like, bro. You know what I'm saying? Where I'm like, bro, I don't know what like. It ain't no regular movie, so it's like I don't know what's happening.
Yeah.
Okay.
So next thing, Clive is driving through the city in a government car, like this fancy ass government car, and he goes and he passes like, we showed you. I told you we're in this sort of rough part of town where everything looks sort of bad. He passes through these gates, and everything looks really nice.
Nice part of that.
Yeah, but everyone's dressed sort of weird. It's like 18th century kind of. Some people are dressed like in the 18th century. It's like well-to-do people, but the vibe is very weird.
Okay.
Right? And he goes to the government building, and he goes into this big office, and inside the office, he's in his cousin's office, the minister, and he walks in his office, and inside is the statue of David, like the real statue of David. Like so his cousin is this minister that goes around salvaging art from the rest of the world, trying to save stuff. He's this rich guy who just tries to save stuff. Right? So his house is full of art, and he has these butlers that are all like poor British people pretty much. Right? He's this
They
really
white or
rich
black?
guy. Both, I believe.
Interesting.
Yeah. So
Who's this dude?
this is his minister, the guy Julianne Moore told her could get him the fake transit papers.
Do you recognize the actor?
Possibly. I want to say no though.
Okay.
Yeah. I didn't right away. I think I mentioned the big ones that you'd recognize pretty much.
Okay.
So they start having dinner together, and Clyde lies about being in love with a girl who wants to visit his sick brother, so he wants to see if his cousin can give him counterfeit transit papers. So he's trying to get the fake transit papers now. And with them is like a boy playing games.
How old?
Probably like probably like 20.
Okay, so he's not a kid. No kids.
No kids. Youngest kid is 18.
That we've seen so far.
Yes. But that's just in the world. Not even seen so far. We know for a fact the youngest person is 18.
Who is it?
Some random girl. After the Diego guy died, some random girl. They don't really go into who it is. We just know the youngest person is 18.
So the girl we're trying to get this message out. This girl trying to get out. We don't know how old she is?
No, but she's not 18.
Okay.
Let's see. Oh yeah, this is this boy playing games, and he doesn't move or respond, and it's clear that the minister is his dad. All right, and so Nigel, that's his name. The minister's name is Nigel. Nigel is like, okay, I'll give you the papers, and then he talks to his son. Hey, say hi. Hey, and the guy just doesn't move. Just continues playing his video games, just completely dead faced. And I read about this because there's a book on it. Apparently, the kids in this world, like the 20-year-olds, or the younger generation, they are rude. They don't respond to people. They don't socialize because they see no point. Because if no one can have kids and they're the last people, why give a fuck? So they're apathetic to everything.
Interesting. You read the book?
No, I just read that about the book. I didn't read the book,
Okay.
but I thought that was interesting. That's how they represented it in the movie.
Hassan? Keep going. I don't know what the fuck is happening.
The next scene, Solomon Northup meets him in the bar and says, "I got your message," and he plops down the paper that Clive posted to the thing, and it's a poster for a lost dog. It seems innocuous, but that's how they communicate. Lost dog posters. Theo tells Solomon, that he
Solomon's from 12 Years a Slave, guys.
Yeah.
If you're wondering why he used to call you Solomon.
He's from 12 Years a Slave. It's the same guy, main character. Great actor. He tells Luke that he could only get joint transit papers from his cousin, meaning that Clive has to travel with the girl as well. The girl can't travel by herself.
Here we go.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Solomon gives him a picture and the info on the girl and then leaves, right? Next scene, we're at a racetrack. They're dog racing.
Love it.
Yeah. An old lady approaches Theo with the same dog from the Lost Dog poster. And was like, hey, do you know whose dog this is? And he's like, oh, the fishes are trying to talk to me. So he follows the old lady onto a bus. And on the top level of the bus is Julian. And she's just sitting there by herself. And they're sort of quiet. And then Julian's like, it's hard to look at you, Theo, because you have the same eyes as him.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Theo's like, it's hard to look at you too. It's been so long since I feel like I haven't seen you since him. And then they start arguing about the death of someone close to them, right? They just argue. They're bickering. And then Julian gets off and goes, this is our stop. And so she gets off and they're going through these like winding tunnels and he's following him and he catches up to her and goes, so what happens after this whole thing is done with you and me? And she kisses him and goes, I don't know.
What is happening?
Mm-hmm. So they meet.
Is this movie supposed to keep you confused the whole time like this?
Yes.
So watching this movie is this experience?
Yeah. I might be like there's probably more, maybe the dialogue, it might be a little illuminating that I'm kind of missing, but it is pretty much like.
I'm saying, like, when you saw this movie for the first time, that's what I'm saying.
It's like, what's happening? What exactly is happening? And you sort of figure it out. Because I remember watching, because this is the third time I watched it, and I was like thinking, oh, wow, I must have been really confused the first time.
Man, I'm nervous. This movie's got me.
Yes, you should be. That's a good feeling. Well, that's not a good feeling, but that's the feeling it wants you to feel.
What is happening, Clive Owen?
Mm-hmm. So they meet Luke down in they're in a tunnel, and Luke's by a car. He hands Clive the money, and Julian's like, see, I told you, you were just in it for the money. She laughs, right? They get in the car, and Luke says to him, so Julian gets in the car, and then Luke and Theo are outside, and Luke says, look, I'm taking you to our first checkpoint on Canterbury Road, and after that, you and the girl, Key, are on their own. So you finally know the girl's name is Key.
All right.
Right.
We don't know who she looked like, though.
Well, I'm going to give this away literally in the next line. But yes, you're about to find out. So Luke gets in the car. Luke is driving. And then Theo gets in the back seat. Right?
Uh-huh.
So in the car is Luke driving, Julian in the front row, front passenger side. In the back, we have Theo, Clive. In the middle is this older sort of white lady, kind of bigger. She has like... the only way I can describe it is sort of like a Rastafarian hair almost. It's really kind of weird.
Uh-huh.
Her name is Miriam. That's in the center backseat. And then the other side...
Who's this actress? We don't know?
I don't know any of the other
Okay.
people. On the other side is Key. Young black girl. Short hair.
That's the girl.
That's the girl. And she has sort of some kind of African accent.
She hot?
She's cute.
Okay.
But it's not about that. Okay. I think they definitely went for actor over looks. Because she's great.
Okay.
She is really great in this movie. And they make her look all like refugee too. They do a good job.
They look poor.
Yes. Oh, everyone. Yeah, they're poor. She's poor. It's clear that she's poor.
This is the girl. Now we're in transit.
Yes. Key.
Right.
We're about to be in transit. They're still in the car, and then Key looks at Clive and goes, "What the fuck you looking at?" And Clive's like, "Look, I don't know what's happening. I'm just gonna take a nap." Right. So now, Clive is
saying it like this. I don't know what's happening. I'm gonna take a nap.
No, he's more like, I'm gonna take a nap. He's more
like I'm saying like his acting. How does he act? He's usually always Clive Owen.
Yeah, he's not that intense.
Interesting.
He's more confused this movie.
He lightens it up. I can't wait to see it.
Light is a different way to put it. He's still dark. He's still dark.
Yeah.
He's still dark, but he's not like gravelly and intense and he's more like confused, like he's more like he's dark, but he's along for the ride more than he's like in charge.
I can't wait to see this shit.
Yeah, I feel like you're gonna look at this and like, dude, you described it way weird, and I was like, yeah, probably.
I'm so excited, dude.
They wake Clive up because he's snoring. They're in this like countryside. So they're driving through this sort of country road. There's forests on each side of them. Like beautiful forest screen. All right. So you see the car, and then the next shot shows in the car. All right. So this is now one continuous shot. This is where the shot starts. I'll tell you when it ends. Okay, so this is the shot.
This is some badass directing about this is what you're saying.
Bro, this whole movie is some badass directing. All right, so this is where this is where the shot starts. So Clive is woken up from the nap because he's snoring. They all sort of make fun of Clive. And Key is talking, and she's like, oh, you guys know each other. Apparently, Theo used to be a bit of an activist. It's like, no, I wasn't an activist. Julian was the activist. I was just trying to get some pussy. I was trying to get laid.
Hey, now.
Yeah, and that, and they'll laugh, and it's just banter. It's just positive banter for like a minute or so, right? And then Julian goes, Clive is Theo's the only person who could play this game with me and was good at it. And people go, oh, right, we want to see it. So Julian puts a ping pong ball in her mouth, shoots it to Clive, who catches it with his mouth. Yeah.
Blue Man Group shit.
Some Blue Man Group shit. And they go back and forth, they're laughing. And all of a sudden Miriam goes, look out! And in front of them, a burning car is coming down from the forest. And then Julian's like, you gotta beat it, Luke. You gotta beat it. He's like, I think I got it. And then comes to a stop right in front of them on the road. And the second it stops, people from the forest just throwing rocks out of nowhere, just start throwing rocks and shit and start like taking bats to the windows and shit. And Luke is like, Julian's like, we gotta go. So Luke puts the car in reverse, and now they're reversing. They're trying to get out of it, right?
Yeah.
And then from the trees, a motorcycle comes out with a guy on the back. So it's a guy driving the motorcycle and a guy on the back. Let's see. Yeah. Guy in the back takes out a gun and goes and Julian goes, cover Key. Guy in the back shoots 2 shots, hits Julian in the neck twice. And then the motorcycle guy drives up next to the car to take a shot at the guys inside, and then Clive opens the door on the motorcycle guys, knocking them off, right? So they're reversing, they get away from the people. Jules is shot in the neck, and like Clive tries to revive her, and then no good, she dies.
Damn!
Oh, she gets J-Lo'd, bro. Julianne Moore gets J-Lo'd hard in this movie.
J-Lo, I'm not Jew.
Yeah.
They J-Lo, my little Jew.
Yeah. Yeah, they did.
I'm a bad boy.
So they're reversing, and then a bunch of cop cars pass them. Going to where the ambush took place, right? And they're like, oh my God, are they following us? No, I think we're good. I think the cops aren't following us. And then one cop car comes, pulls them over, right? And they go,
Where's the dead body?
It's still in the front seat. And then they go, oh my God, don't, we gotta stop. We're fucked. If they catch us, we're fucked. Everyone get your passports out. All right. We're gonna have to fool them, right? And the cops come up with their guns like, hey, get your hands up. What's going on? We need to see your passport. What's going on? Well, Luke's like, we were ambushed. They got our friend. Look, here's our passports. Okay. They got your friend. Yeah, she's right here. And as soon as Luke says that, he pulls out a gun, shoots the cops.
How many cops?
2 cops, kills them.
Who's Luke?
Solomon Northup.
Damn, what a badass.
Yeah, shoots the cops, right? And Clive gets out of the car, like, what the fuck? There were cops. Why'd you do that? Luke goes, man, there was no way. We gotta get out of here. Get back in the car and go. So they get back in the car, they drive forward, and that's the shot.
Is Key in the car?
Key's in the car the whole time. She's just screaming, pretty much.
And these cops died.
Cops got shot. Luke kills the cops.
Were the cops innocent?
I mean, as innocent as this government can be, this is a government that bombs its own citizens to make a point, But these cops were innocent, yes.
They bombed their own citizens?
Yeah, that's what the fishes were telling them. The cafe was the government doing that.
Why is the government doing this?
Because the fishes are gaining support. So the government bombs the cafe, blames the fishes.
And the fishes are good people?
Nah, the fishes are a terrorist group still.
What are they doing?
Like I said, their whole goal is to get immigrants' rights. They want immigrants to be treated equally.
Uh-huh.
That's the fishes' goal. That's a terrorist organization. But they use violence.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they used to bomb. They don't bomb anymore.
They seem like good people.
Well, like I said.
All right, keep going, bro.
Like I said, I will say this. You don't get the moniker terrorist group by doing all positive things. That's even true. If your goals are noble. You feel what I'm saying?
I want to see what happens. Keep going.
There's eco-terrorists out there. You know what I mean? They bomb shit. They want the environment to be good, but yeah, you kill people.
All right, what's happening, dude? So they get away. Great scene, though.
They bury Julian in the woods, and Clive breaks down crying. They get back in the car, and they're driving through the rain, and they turn on this farm owned by a couple named Tomash and Emily.
These brown people?
White people. Fishes are mostly white. There's one brown guy, but it's mostly white. And then Luke is black. Obviously, Solomon Northup.
North.
They So they get back into the farm, and the farm is filled with fishes who are trying to vote on a new leader now because Julian is dead. Julian was the leader of the fishes.
Damn.
Yeah. I should have mentioned that earlier. I had that written down, but I skipped over it somehow.
It's okay.
Yeah.
So she was the leader of the fish.
She was the leader of the
this
fishes.
how big is this organization? Huge?
Big enough.
Like an army?
Big enough that the government is afraid of them.
Damn. And now they need a new leader.
Now they need a new leader. Yes.
And what was her goal? Just to get refugees' rights?
Yes, to get the government to treat refugees equally.
Okay.
And trying to transport this girl for some reason.
Okay, we don't know yet.
No.
All right, keep going.
Okay. So Clive cleans up while the fishes are in the living room area voting on a new leader. And the fishes are sort of watching him and keeping an eye on him because they don't really trust him. And then Miriam brings Theo back to the barn where they're keeping Key because Key's off to the side in the barn. Right, because they want her away from the fishes while they decide. And while they're walking, you hear the fishes choose Luke as their new leader. Solomon Northup. So they
The dude
choose
who
him.
shot the cops.
Yes.
Okay.
They choose him as a new
don't
leader.
know.
Right?
Not that, I mean, just because it's like, it seemed like maybe he didn't. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. I don't know if he's a good Clive, maybe. I don't know.
So Miriam
Confused.
brings Theo into the barn, and Key is in the back of the barn, and she's behind a bunch of cows, right?
Yeah.
And she's talking to Theo, and Key goes on and on talking about how Jules told her about Jules and Theo's son, Dylan, and how Dylan's not alive anymore, but how they had a son
That was
together.
the little boy in the picture.
And Key said,
How'd he die?
yeah, you'll see. A lot of these questions will be answered. Yeah. Key said that Jules told her that Theo would help her get to this boat called the Tomorrow. That was the goal. Get Key to this boat called the Tomorrow. And Theo's like, I don't know what you're talking about. The fishes are going to help you out. And Key's like, no. Julian told me only to trust you. Right? And Theo's like, why? And then Key unbuttons her shirt. Right? And then Theo's like, whoa, what's going on? And then she sort of drops her top, and then the cows move out of the way, and Theo's shocked, and Key is pregnant. It's the first pregnant girl in 18 years.
Why are they trying to kill her? Do you see her titties?
Yeah.
How they look?
Nice.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's cool.
But I think you also
Boobs are cool.
but you're also like, oh shit, she's pregnant.
Huh?
Like it's like she is pregnant. She's
Pregnant
Dude.
chicks are hot, man.
Yeah.
Hey, man, your boy has dabbled in the pregnancy punani, and it is quite nice.
I guess what I'm saying is there's not a lot of sex. It's not, the scene isn't very sexual.
Sounds sexual to me.
It's not
'Cause
really.
I'm bonerific right now, dog.
Yeah.
Thinking about fucking a pregnant girl again.
That's fair.
I mean, dude, their boobs get big, and they're all fucking. Oh man, everything's great, and it's all extra fun down there. Have you ever had sex with a pregnant woman?
No, but are you done? Or do you still need?
I mean, I think
you still need to
you should
reminisce.
do it. I mean, you fuck a lot of people.
It's not like I'm against it.
You would fuck a pregnant girl?
Absolutely. Why would I not?
Would you fuck this pregnant girl in this scene?
Not in this scene. Not in a barn. Not when there's people.
Why
trying
not in a barn?
Not when there's people trying to kill us.
Dude, yo, wait a minute. That's not when you're most turned on?
Yeah, but I don't know if the person next door is trying to kill me either. I can't have my dick out. This is not a dick out movie. I'll tell you that right now. At no point are you like, yeah, this is hot. This is like, what the fuck is happening? This is scary.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Pregnant pussy sounded hot. You brought it up.
I know. I think you brought it up.
I did not bring it up.
Yeah,
you brought that shit up.
I absolutely think you brought it up. Well, you know what? We'll throw it to the Venus on the Instagram. We'll see if they want to fuck a pregnant woman. We'll put a
Oh,
poll
I
out.
can't wait. We're going to find out.
I think it's gonna be like 100% yes. If anyone
Oh,
says
dude.
no to that,
If anyone says no, I'm
it's
curious
gotta be.
if they say no.
If any dude says no to that, that's
If any
straight.
girl
That's
says no to that,
straight.
why don't you? What do you don't want it? Because they all get
No.
really horny when they're pregnant.
I can also see a girl saying no to that to be like, I'm saying no to that. But like, you know what I mean? Just like
One
that
of our
weird girl
beaners
shit.
would be that way?
Yeah.
Beaners.
So Key's pregnant or whatever, and then Luke runs into the barn and is like, hey, we gotta go back inside. You gotta watch this. And so they're inside watching the news broadcast, and the cops have found Julian's body, and they said they've identified the 4 other people in the car who helped kill the cops. So now the fishes,
They know it's Solomon Northup.
they know everybody. They know the 4.
Damn. They know her.
The fishes.
He's the only person who knows she's pregnant.
No, the fishes know she's pregnant.
They're trying to kill her.
No, the fishes are transporting her.
Who's trying to kill her?
We don't know.
Oh man, what's up? Keep going.
Yeah, the fishes are. So he's working with the fishes.
Okay.
So now the fishes are. They're in. Everyone's in like the living room and they're arguing what to do. So the original plan was to take Key to their contact on the Human Project, who's on the boat the Tomorrow. Remember the Human Project?
Yes.
Yeah. Now
The project is what?
the people and the people who are trying to come up with a answer to the infertility problem. Remember Michael Caine tells that lame joke.
About the stork. Okay. The Human Project, the people trying to come up with the fertility thing.
Yeah, a
That's
problem.
what they're trying to get her?
And the Tomorrow is the boat that they have. It's
To
like
the
a
Human
science
Project.
boat. Yes, trying to get her to the Human Project.
This could be a universal ride. All right, keep going.
So now they're deciding what to do because Jules had all the plans. So now they're deciding what to do. Some people want to keep the baby in the farm and use it as a political tool to rally around their cause. Meaning that if they tell everyone, "Hey, we have a baby, fight for us. We're the way of the future." Right?
Yeah.
Because they're organizing this thing called the Resistance. That's what they're calling it. This is all part of the Resistance.
The Resistance. Some Star Wars shit.
Yeah, because they're trying to resist the government. Theo wants to make the information public. Like, hey, we had this pregnant girl. But the fishes think that's a bad idea because the government wouldn't recognize a baby from a refugee. And they would just kill all of them, take the baby, and give it to a nice British black girl and raise it as a British baby. Right? So they think the government's going to murder Key if they find out she's pregnant. Right?
Why?
Because the government doesn't want illegal. So if an illegal immigrant has a baby, that's a rallying cause. It's like, hey, this is the way of the future. These illegal immigrants have babies. We can't put them in this prison colony. We can't put them in Bexhill. They got to live. But if they kill her and take the baby and give it to the British baby, they're like, see, we don't need these immigrants. We already have babies in Britain.
That's all they want. But how do they get the baby if they kill her?
Well, wait till she has the baby and then put her in prison, take the baby from her.
Damn. Keep going. This is crazy.
Yeah. Key wants to go to the Human Project, but Luke wants Key to stay in the barn. So Luke tells Key, like, hey, you decide what we do. So Key decides, okay, I'll have the baby in the barn, but after birth, let's go meet the Human Project.
She's fully pregnant.
Yeah, she's like 8 months.
But you can't tell?
The whole time beforehand, she's sitting down and she's covered in this huge overcoat.
Damn. So it's a big reveal.
It's a big reveal. Oh, huge reveal. So late at night, Theo's woken up by a commotion outside. And the guy on the motorcycle earlier that he hit off is pulling in, and he has like a body on the back of the motorcycle, and the fish just goes, "What are you doing here? You're not supposed to come here at the compound. That wasn't the plan." He says, "I can't. My cousin, he's hurt. Patrick, that's the guy who drove in. You're not supposed to be here. Come on, if you ever fuck up again," and Luke takes a gun to him. "If you ever fuck up again, it's over for you," And so Theo's like, what's going on? So he sneaks downstairs, and the fishes are talking in the living room again. And this time, Theo's outside listening in, and the fishes are like, "Look, we need Key to have the baby because the baby is the tool we can get everyone to join the uprising with, right? But if the girl Key suspects that we set up the ambush to kill Julian, we can forget about having the baby." So the fishes set up the own ambush so Luke could become the leader. They killed their leader.
They Jon Snowed her.
They Jon Snowed her. Absolutely. That's a good way to put it. They Jon
my
Snowed her.
God.
Yeah.
Oh, those motherfuckers.
Yeah.
They're not good people. That's what you said.
They're terrorists, bro.
That's not nice.
Yeah, terrorists aren't nice.
I guess you got to do what you got to do to make change. But damn, bro, I
Yeah.
hate that people got to always die. Good people got to die when change happens.
Yeah, there are not a lot of good people in this movie. It's not a good people movie. I will say this. Clive and Key are good people.
They seem like
Yeah.
can't trust anyone yet.
So
That was a lot.
yeah. Oh, if you thought that was a lot. So there's like, okay, so the two guys that shot on the motorcycle, those were high-ranking fish members. So Luke is like, okay, here's the plan. We're gonna take Key away from here, and we're gonna kill Theo tomorrow morning. Right, that's the plan. So Theo hears all that. He sneaks up to like Key and Miriam's bedroom, and like he like puts their hands over their mouths, like, "Yo, we gotta leave. This is what's happening." And he tells them like the plan. So Key Miriam and Theo like sneak out of the house, and they go downstairs, and there's a bunch of cars, right? And Theo like sneakily like disables all the cars, and one of them he's like right next to one of the fish's guards, right? And he just doesn't notice him. He just disables all the cars, right? And they get into the last car, and Theo tries to turn the crank, right? So he gets Miriam and Key in the car, and he tries to turn the crank, and it's not working. It doesn't turn.
Does it go?
Yeah, it makes a huge noise. And the two guards look around like, oh my God, what the fuck are you doing? Get out of the car. And they point the guns to the car. And then Theo gets out and starts pushing it, right, towards them. And then they're about to shoot. And then Luke runs out. He's like, don't shoot, don't shoot. The girl is with them. If you shoot, she dies. It's all over. Right? So Theo's now pushing the car. And they're on top of a hill. So the car starts rolling down the hill. Right? And then Theo hops in. And there's the guards are like, give us the keys. They're running on. So like, give us the keys. Give us the keys. Right? And then the car goes a little too fast. And so it sort of outpaces the guards. It's still not on. It's just rolling down a hill, right? And then Patrick, the guy on the motorcycle, who came in on the motorcycle late at night.
Yeah.
He runs up. He's like, "Hey, I have a shot. You want me to take it? You want me to take it?" And then he opens the door on him, and he hits a hay bale and goes fucking flying, right? So they go to the bottom of the hill and they stall at the bottom of the hill. They're like maybe 150 yards away.
Is he trying to start it the whole time?
Yeah, it's not turning over. He's trying to, and the fishes are running after him. So at the bottom of the hill, he starts pushing it, and he tells Miriam, get in the front and turn the key. So he's pushing it, and they're gaining on him, right? They're coming after him, and the key finally starts. Yeah. Theo jumps in the car, Miriam drives, and the fishes were maybe like a foot away from catching him. And they're like looking, just, oh, fuck, with their guns out. They're like, oh, what the fuck do we do?
Yeah.
Right. So
damn, they got away.
So
holy moly, dude.
Theo takes them to Jasper's house. Michael Caine.
Michael Caine is now back in their house.
Mm-hmm. Jasper makes them food. As Miriam explains that the Tomorrow is a medical ship owned by the Human Project, and they want to take Key to the Azores. Okay. So they know, from the intel they know that the Tomorrow will stop tonight at this place called Winmore, and 2 nights' time in Bexhill, the immigration city, where all the immigrants are taken. And so there's like, well, we can't make it tonight, so we have to go to Bexhill somehow. But now we have to figure out how to sneak into this refugee camp, right? Because Bexhill is where they're taking all the immigrants.
Yeah, so they're trying to sneak in.
Yeah, they're trying to sneak in. It's a prison colony. You can't just go.
And Jasper's helping them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty much. So the next morning, Key and Theo are watching Miriam do like Tai Chi or whatever, and just like making fun of her, and find out Key's 8 months pregnant. She doesn't know who the father is because why even, she's never even thought to care. She never thought she could get pregnant, And she, Clive asks what she wants to name her baby. She's like, I want to name my baby Froley. And then Clive laughs like, Froley? What kind of first baby in 18 years? You're not gonna name him Froley, right? And then they're laughing about it. And then Michael Caine comes back and he says, I have a plan. We're gonna sneak into prison. So, remember Michael sells weed to that border guard? So he says the border guard who he sells weed to has agreed to sneak them into Bexhill. Right?
Okay.
So later that night, they're chilling at home. Miriam is smoking weed for the first time. They're laughing. And Jasper's telling them the story about Theo and Julian, about how they were these young, hot activists that were really wanted to make change in the world. And they had this son named Dylan who was beautiful, but the son Dylan died in the big flu pandemic of 2008.
The government.
Or just the flu pandemic.
It's always the government.
Well, they did administer AIDS.
What? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I thought they just administered the flu.
That night, the alarm, all of a sudden, basically, after he tells them that the alarms start going off. There's alarms all around the house.
Okay. Start
flashing in. And they look, he has like the security camera, and he sees the fishes have found Jasper's hiding place to his house. So they're like taken away, and they're coming to Jasper's house. And Jasper goes, you guys got to go now, right? He gives Theo a map. He tells him where to meet Sid. And he says, whenever you meet Sid, tell him that he's a fascist bastard, I think he says. A fascist pig. Tell him he's a fascist pig. And Theo's like, what? Yeah, just tell Sid he's a fascist pig. And then...
This is what Luke's saying this to him?
No, Luke is with the fishes.
He's with the fishes.
This is Jasper saying this to him. Yeah. Jasper's like, tell him he's a fascist pig. And then Theo's like, are you going to come with us? And Jasper's like, no, I'm not. I can't come. I'll buy you guys time. I'll meet you guys later.
Yeah.
Right. So Jasper's like, Theo's like, no, come with us. And Jasper's like, go. You guys have to go now. So Jasper, Key, and Miriam leave from the car. No, sorry, not Jasper. Theo, Key, and Miriam leave, and Jasper stays behind. All right. So the fishes are coming to Jasper's house, and Jasper feeds his wife Quietus, the suicide drug, feeds his dog the suicide drug. So they die. And he goes out to meet the fishes. The fishes ransack Jasper's place. They find out that Theo's going to Bexhill, right? And Theo's now watching this from above the house. He's on a road above the house just watching this happen, right? And Luke goes up to Jasper and goes, where'd they go? And Jasper goes, pull my finger. And then poof, Luke shoots his finger. And Theo goes, where'd they go? And Jasper goes, pull my finger. Poof, shoots him in the leg.
Is he screaming? He's
Luke
taking
goes,
these bullets?
Yeah, Luke goes, where does he go? And Jasper says, pull my finger. Shoots him in the other leg. And Luke goes, where'd he go? Jasper goes, fuck you. Poof, shoots Jasper in the head.
Michael Caine says this?
Michael Caine's dead, bro.
Fuck you.
Maurice Micklewhite is gone.
Damn, Shahita Iwuji Akatakumpo is a fucking badass.
Yeah, he's a bad guy in this. He's a bad guy in this.
So, you know, he plays a great bad guy. He plays a bad guy in a couple movies.
Really?
I mean, even in Doctor Strange, he ends up being the bad guy at the end.
Oh, yeah.
But there's another movie that we're going to do later that he's
a bad guy?
Oh, yeah.
Is it Selma? Is Martin Luther King the bad guy? Was that him? No, that wasn't
That's not him. That's
not
really
him.
funny.
Yeah. Who's MLK?
Someone's another black actor.
Yeah, what's his name?
I don't know.
Was
He
it David
in,
something?
I think he was in, what's that movie? The Butler.
I haven't seen that. I haven't even heard of that one. I assume it's about a butler.
You never heard about that one?
No.
That's funny.
Let's see. So they drive all night, and they find themselves at a building that's an old abandoned daycare.
Yeah.
That's the meetup point that they're supposed to meet. Sid, that's the name of the contact,
Okay.
right? And Miriam tells Theo, they're just talking about like life when the infertility rate happened. And Miriam tells us she was a midwife, and she remembered at first women were just losing their babies left and right. They just couldn't get pregnant. And then she noticed one day this lady, she delivered a baby, and then she looked on her books for her next appointment, and it was all empty. There was no appointments. And then she called another midwife friend in Paris, empty. Another midwife in Spain, all empty. And then all of a sudden, no one was having kids anymore.
Yeah. No one knows why.
No one knows why. And just then a police car rolls up, and they go, is this the guy? And then, the police goes, come out with your hands up. And they come with their hands up, and this policeman's a hard ass. And Theo's like, you're a fascist pig. And the policeman goes, what? You're a fascist pig. And the policeman goes, oh, you mother. I got you. It's me, Sid. Sid, their contact. Sid is a weird dude. Talks to himself in third person. About himself in third person.
Who's Sid?
The contact. The police officer that
The
might
guy
have...
that's sneaking him in.
Yeah.
Dear God.
Yeah. Sid likes Jasper. Sid always gets the best stuff from Jasper. And when it was Sid's idea for you to use that code of calling me a fascist pig, Jasper didn't like it. But Sid was like, trust me, it'll be good. You know what I mean? He's just like that type of person, right? And so they're in the back of the police car, and then Key starts having contractions. Ooh. And Sid's like, what's wrong with her? She's like, oh, she's just sick. It'll pass. It's like a flu or whatever. They don't want anyone to know that she's pregnant. Right. Sid lets him out of the police car and goes, so you get on that bus, and from that bus we'll take you to the prison camp, pretty much. And then he pretends to be like, you fucking immigrants, get on. He throws on the hard thing, and it gets him on the bus, right? So they're being bussed into the refugee camp right now, right? And while they're doing that, Miriam and Theo are talking about the Human Project. Like, how do we get in contact with them? Do we know their contact's name? It's like, no. How it worked is they have this mirror guy who contacts Jules, who then would tell them where to meet. So without Jules, we don't really know if they'll actually be there. We don't even know if they're that real, honestly. We're just hoping that the Human Project is real. And Theo's like, what the fuck? What are we doing? No idea. So now they're taking him to a place that they don't even know
It's Mayan legend shit.
Yeah. Right? And while they're being taken into the camp, you look outside the bus, and there's people, like the bus is slowing down, and they're stopped almost, and there's people, Key's having contractions the whole time, and they're getting faster and faster and faster. They're getting more frequent.
Yeah.
And you see people outside the prison camp, and they're being sort of like, the way they're sitting is sort of execution style, with on their knees, with the head up looking down, and you see a bunch of these people, right? And then Key's water breaks. She's like, oh, Miriam, I pissed myself. Okay, and Miriam's like, oh, God, this baby's coming. It just is what it is. This baby's coming, right? And then just then, a guard comes on with a dog. Hey, you immigrants, shut up. We need to look to see if what's wrong with you guys and what's wrong with her. Because he's like her. And then Miriam, who's very religious, gets up and, oh, St. Bartholomew, save us. St. Bartholomew, get down. The guard hits Miriam. Miriam goes, oh, St. Bartholomew gets down. And so because of this religious fanaticism, the guard takes Miriam and takes her off the bus. And the guard goes, what's wrong with her? And Clyde's like, oh, she peed herself. He goes, you immigrants make me fucking sick. And he leaves. Right? And as we go, so the bus starts leaving, you see Miriam, because she's taken outside, be put on her knees and a bag placed over her head. And Clive tells Key, no, she'll be all right. And they keep driving, and then you see other people with their bags over their head, but they're on the ground because they've been shot in the head.
So they just imply it.
They imply it, that Miriam's about to get killed. But she creates enough of a diversion for them not to take Key. So she dies a hero at the very least.
Damn, that's fucked up.
Mm-hmm. A little earlier, before they get on the bus, Sid tells them once they get off in the refugee camp, there's going to be a statue. And at the statue is going to be a lady with a dog. Her name is Marika. Go talk to her. She'll help you find a place to stay.
Okay.
Right? So they get out, they find the statue, and they find Marika, who's like this old, sort of, I guess, Polish lady or Russian lady. She just doesn't speak English.
She's still contractions?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
She's giving him a ride to like a safe house area, and they see graffitiing for the uprising on the wall. It says the uprising and graffiti on the wall, like English and in Arabic. Right. They find accommodation for the night, and then Key, it's like Marika leads him to a room, and the Key's like, get her out of here, get her out. So Theo kicks Marika out, and then Key starts having the baby, man. By just him, Theo has to deliver it. She delivers the baby. It's a baby girl. He hands her the baby. She says, oh, hi, Baba. That's right. I play the baby girl in this. Yeah. That's the biggest one, man. I played the little baby girl.
You're the baby girl in
baby
this?
Girl. Yeah. She goes, hey, Baba. And I was like, that's me.
No wonder I never heard of this shitty movie.
Oh, that's mean.
I like this movie. Keep going.
Yeah.
Who's Bob? She's brown?
Yeah, she's a black refugee.
So this girl fucks around?
Yeah. I mean, think about it. Live in a world where you can't get pregnant, you ain't fucking everybody?
Live in a world I can't get pregnant.
You're a gross person.
Come on, man. What do you mean? That's not gross.
Yeah, you're a gross, mean person. I don't like you.
Mean and gross. I want to. Come on.
I guess that's not mean, but you're just gross.
You're gross. I'm going Ken Griffey Jr. on you for the rest of this podcast.
Okay. Oh, wow. That really looks like, because like his old Reds hat.
Oh, yeah.
That color. Yeah,
Cincinnati, baby.
You really got that Ken Griffey going on.
We're coming to you, Cincinnati.
We are.
Connections, Beaners, and the
yes.
Reds.
Positive push. Push it out, babies. So, they had the baby girl. And Theo goes, see, that wasn't bad. And Key goes, yeah, not for you. And they laugh. They're bonding. They're clearly bonded.
In there.
Mm-hmm. Again, have you? I don't think you have. Yeah. You don't seem like a guy who's been in a delivery room. Neither have I. I don't know why I said that like that was an insult. You non-delivering ass have I'm not delivery room having ass.
I'm a loser.
So the next morning, there's banging on the door.
Yeah.
And it's open up, it's Sid. And they're like, oh shit, hide the baby. So they hide the baby. So what's happening is Key is laying on this bed mattress in sort of the middle of the floor, and she's hidden the baby underneath the covers, right? And so Theo opens the door, and Sid goes, man, I can't believe you can sleep through all this shit. And now you can hear kind of outside, and there's like a racket going on outside. And Sid's like, yeah, the fish have blown a hole in the wall between Bexhill and Europe and the rest of Britain. And the immigrants are streaming out, they said. But Sid knows the truth. Sid knows the fishes blew the wall so the fishes could come in. We gotta go. And then
what the fuck?
Yeah, we gotta go because we gotta go because Sid also knows the army is gonna blow Sid also knows the army is gonna blow Bexhill out the water, so he's got to get the two out. And then the whole time Sid's like, "What are you hiding?" And he sees Key. "What are you hiding?" Oh, and then Marika is with him. So Marika is just with him, just speaking Polish, like not being you can't understand him. understand her, right? Sid's like, what are you hiding under the covers? No, Key goes, nothing. Well, if it's nothing, you can show Sid. And then Sid peels back the covers, and it's like, oh, fucking hell. Sees the baby. And then Marika goes crazy. Marika goes, no, baby, he bad. Pointing to Sid, right? And Sid gets his gun and shoots the ground and points the gun at Key. And it's like, hey, we got to go right now. So they're walking down the stairs, and Marika's going crazy. He bad. No, baby. And then Sid takes the gun and punches her in the stomach with it. Right? So she's doubled over. And Sid goes, I was watching TV yesterday, and Sid noticed a big reward for finding you two. So Sid's going to take you to the authorities, right, and turn you in. And right when he says that, Marika pushes Sid down the stairs, and then the baby, Key and the baby start running. So they're in a little room, and there's a door at the end of the hallway, a long hallway. So they start running down the hallway, and Sid and Theo start struggling over Sid's gun, and then Theo's able to empty the clip into the ceiling, and then Marika comes in with a bat and hits Sid like a few times in the chest, right? Enough for giving them enough time to escape.
Yeah.
So basically, they're leaving, and Sid is still talking shit, like, I'm gonna get you guys, I'm coming. And so the door is kind of jammed, right? So they're trying to get through, and Marika's able to slip through, and she gets the baby, and Key is like, oh no, she's taking my baby. But Marika's like, I'm not taking the baby. She just helps Sid get out with the baby. And then Theo is able to, like, he's sort of stuck halfway in between the door, and Sid's now coming at him.
Yeah.
And Theo's able to get out last second, right? And then Sid's like, I'm coming for you guys. And he's sort of, same thing, he's sort of wedging his way through the door, and he's halfway out. And Theo takes a battery that's on the ground, like a car battery, and bashes Sid's head in.
Kills him?
Kills him. One shot. Badass as shit.
And they all made it out.
The three made it out. Yeah. So now they're in the street, and there's a legit war going on. People are chanting, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar in the streets and firing
The
guns.
Muslim movie I made.
The Muslim movie it's sort of here, actually. Hey, that's something you got right. That's the thing you got. I was like, wow, I can't believe you mentioned Muslims in this. So they don't play a role at all in this movie, but they're in it.
I did say that there.
Yeah,
I felt it there. I felt the vibe.
You felt the vibe. So the three now are looking for a boat.
Okay.
That's what they need. They need a boat. And they go to the apartment. They go to an apartment, and it's Marika's. Marika's apartment. And everyone in the apartment's in love with the baby, pretty much. Because it's like the first baby they've seen. They're all playing with it. It's this whole family. And Key is like, I want to name the baby Bazooka. And Theo's like, I thought you were going to name him Froley. It's like, yeah, but Froley is a boy's name. This is a girl. All right?
Amazing.
So the people in the apartment, this guy who's in the apartment, you never learn his name. It's just a guy who's with them. He's like, he finds a boat. But they have an hour till their meetup point. So they have to leave now, right?
Okay.
So Theo looks down, and there's tanks rolling through the city. Now they leave the apartment, heading down the street. Okay. What I'm about to describe is one shot. I'll tell you when the shot ends.
Tanks rolling down the street.
Tanks rolling down the street, right? Marika, Theo, Key, and the man who helps find the boat are running through Bexhill, right? There's a sort of thing that says, like, Bexhill Docks, and they're running towards it, right? And just as they get towards it, the fishes surround them. They find them. It's like Luke, Patrick, and all the other fishes. They surround them. And they got them down on their knees. And Luke tells the fishes not to kill the group. Don't kill the group. We're just going to take Key. Okay? That's all we're going to do. And once Key starts leaving, Luke tells Patrick, like, hey, once the girl is out of sight, kill these three. All right? So Theo, Marika, and the man are about to die, right? So just as Key leaves, the fishes immediately kill the man. And just when they're about to kill Marika and Theo, the army shows up. And they engage in a firefight with the fishes.
Yeah.
So Marika and Theo split off, right? They're like, oh, they bought us some time. So now Theo is trying to follow where they're taking Key, right? And so he's going from cover to cover, and he's dodging. And it's carnage, dude. Like, women are holding their sons, like, crying. Like, you know, they're older sons, they're 20-year-olds, but crying. And, like, groups of civilians are hiding. And, like, the army is now pushing the fishes back, right? And he notices the fishes are all going into this one apartment building. That's where they take Key.
Yeah.
Right? And so the fishes fall back in the apartment building, and then they start a legit firefight with the army. The army has tanks, and the fish has rocket launchers just shooting at the tanks and shit, just constant gunfire. And Luke is like going in and out. And he's at the edge of the entrance trying to figure out how to get in, right? Because that's where right bunch of civilians went out like, don't shoot, we're civilians, we're not fighting, and the army just mows them down, no questions, right? Then the army uses the tank and fires at the building, and the hole in the rubble, like all the rubble and stuff, that gives Theo just enough of an opening to go into the apartment complex to find Key.
Okay.
Right? So now Theo's in the apartment complex, and like this guy who's like lower half completely blown up is trying to grab him, and he like shakes him off. And he's going up and he hears a baby crying. And he's trying to follow the noise of the baby. So he goes up to like the 3rd floor, and he's going down the corridor, and the whole time people are just ducking, civilians are ducking, and like the fishes are having a firefight. So you just see people dying. You see Patrick die because he gets shot, and it's just gunshots and commotions and just so he's just going through the apartment complex.
Holy fuck.
He finally after like a minute of this, he sees Key, and she's like in a corner, just bullets whizzing around her, just holding the baby. She's still alive. So it's like, so there's 2 rooms, right, that have been completely pretty much blown apart, right? So you can see that. So it's like Key, she's in this corner, right, of this room, and the next room where the wall has been blown up, you see Luke.
Okay.
And he's shooting at the army. So Theo goes and puts his hand out for Key, and there's a couple shots, and he has to retract her hand, and she hides, and then he quickly grabs Key and then takes her, and they start leaving, and Luke goes, Theo! End a shot.
Then what happens?
Right. I just want to say that's how long that shot was.
Holy moly.
Right. Yeah. Shit was nuts. Theo, he takes a couple what's it called? Here's the baby. Theo's like, Theo, you can't take the baby. We need that baby. And Luke is like, Theo, we need that baby. And Theo's like slowly starts backing away. Right. You can't go, Theo. He's like, has the gun pointed at Theo. You can't go. And then the army takes a couple of shots at Luke, and Luke turns the gun at the army to start firing back. And Theo and Key run away. They run, and Luke goes, Theo! And he takes a couple shots at them, and then a rocket launcher hits Luke, killing him. Right.
Wait, what? Who shoots a rocket launcher at him?
The army. Remember they're having a firefight with the army who's outside the apartment complex.
And so now the head of the fish is dead.
Yes, the fishes are pretty much decimated. They're all holed up in this apartment complex.
By the government. Mm-hmm. Damn. Mm-hmm. Even though they were dirty motherfuckers.
Okay, so Luke gets blown up, and now now Theo's trying to escort Luke to the apartment complex, and now the people are noticing the baby for the first time, and that just wonderment, just wow, like people are getting up to go see the baby, and they're getting shot by the army. Like they don't give a fuck. They see the baby, they all start like, ooh, Gucci, you know what I mean? They all start like, they're all like in amazement. They haven't seen a baby in over 18 years, you know?
Yeah.
They're like, that's crazy. And then the fighters in the apartment complex notice the baby and they stop shooting. They're like, oh my God, it's a baby. It's a baby. They all stop shooting. And then the army storms the building because no one's shooting at them. And they storm up the stairs, and the army goes up, ready to fire, and they see Key and the baby, and they see Theo with him, and they go, ceasefire, 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 ceasefire. The whole army stops shooting. Now this is my favorite scene in the movie. Place is completely quiet. Everyone is just watching.
Yeah.
As Theo and Key walk down the building, and now they're just in the army now. Like they've left the fish's apartment. Now they're in the army
now.
Yeah,
He's in the juice.
Yeah. We in the army now, bro. Yeah, but they're with the army now, and the army people, they're just in wonderment. They're not firing at all. They're just looking at the baby. Some of them get down their knees and start praying, and then they part and create a path for those two to go through. It's completely silent. I think there's music playing, but it's quite. Everyone's just in awe of the baby. It's amazing scene. They go from pure warfare to complete silence like that. Over this baby, very powerful, goosebumps type shit. Right, so they're walking through, and then quiet. All of a sudden, someone in the apartment complex blows up one of the army's tanks, and they immediately go back to fighting. They're fighting each other, but Key and Theo are gone now because the army gives them a path for them to leave.
Wow.
Yeah. So as soon as they escape the fighting, Marika shows up because Marika went off, but she shows up. She's like, I have a boat. So they go down to the boat. There's like a canal. So they're downstairs. There's like a canal, like a small canal that leads to the ocean.
Yeah.
Right? So they're in a boat in the canal, and Theo's like, Marika, come with us. Marika's like, no, you go. She pushes them off in the canal. And then Theo starts rowing, right? And they row into the ocean, and it's just fog. just an intense fog. You can't see shit. So they row into a fog, and they find a buoy, which is supposed to be their meeting point. And Key goes, "Oh, we're at the meeting point. Do you think we're too late?" And Theo's like, "No, they'll come. They'll come." And just as he says that, the army bomber pilots come in and bomb the shit out of Bexhill. So they get out just in time, but they bomb the shit out of it.
So it's dead. Everyone's dead.
Oh, dude, I don't know who survives Bexhill, but not a lot of people. And then Key looks down at the boat and she sees a bunch of blood. And she's like, "Oh my God, I'm bleeding so much." And then Theo's like, "It's not you that's bleeding, it's me." And then you see Theo and he's clutching his side. And it turns out when Luke sent his final shots out, he hit Theo. Right? So Luke is like doubled over and Key goes, "Are you all right?" You're like, "Theo, I'm all right. Just make sure you keep your baby close." And the baby starts crying. And he goes, "Everything's going to be okay. And this is how you burp your baby." So he shows Key how to burp her baby. She does it. She calms down. Key is burping her, and Theo starts sort of drifting away. And Key is like, "I'm gonna name my baby Dylan after your son because Dylan's a girl's name too." And Theo closes his eyes and slumps over. And Key goes, "Theo, Theo," and Theo doesn't respond. And just as Theo dies, the Tomorrow appears in the fog behind the two. The screen goes black. You hear the noises and the sounds of children playing. Children of Men.
Wait a minute, nigga. So hold up. Hold the fuck up.
Yeah.
So it ends on some I Am Legend shit.
Yeah. Yes.
What the fuck just happened, bro? What the fuck was that movie, nigga? What was that?
This is a great movie. I really enjoyed this movie.
I gotta see it. I'm like, bro.
Yeah, maybe it's hard for me to describe. I'm not the best at describing, obviously.
No,
but-
bro. This movie, it wasn't like Old Boy or Her.
No. No.
You know what I'm saying? I was with those movies. This movie in particular, maybe, I don't know. I was just like, bro, what the fuck is going on, man? Though, I mean, it's good. This is the thing. It was good, but it was one of the movies that was like, bro, what is... So, they can have... Now what happens?
Well, the end, the sort of point is that I think they're trying to be like, humanity survives, or the human project finds a way, because you hear the children's voices laughing. So they're able to use her and figure out how to make humans pregnant again. But Theo dies along the way.
Are the fight scenes big? And the war scenes big and massive?
Yeah.
So this is a big budget movie.
I think so.
'Cause, I mean, you're saying like the graphics are like...
Graphics
it
are
doesn't
good.
look cheesy, right?
Yeah, they don't look cheesy. This is
2000
it's
what?
gritty. 2006. This is a gritty
So
movie.
this has to be like $100 million, $200 million movie.
You know what? We're at my laptop. You want to just look it up right now?
Because I'm like, I want to know how good this movie is, bro. This is crazy.
Children of Men. Let's look up Children of Men box office. Okay. It made $70 million. How much did it cost? Oh, it didn't make a lot of movie at all. It made $70 million. It cost $75 million to make.
Ooh,
It didn't come up to his budget.
that's a box office tank.
Yeah, it did not do well in the box office. But let's see. I mean, what's it called? It's well liked by people. It's described as Alfonso Cuarón's masterpiece flop.
I wonder what I'm gonna see, bro.
Yeah.
I wonder if you just spoiled my things, and then it's like me, like I'm gonna see the movie, like, oh damn, that shit was. I'm real curious.
Yeah, because I'm curious. I didn't know it was a box office flop, but because I mean it was a box office flop. I had no idea it was like that because it was. I remember it being well received. I mean, Rotten Tomatoes had it at 92%, audience score of an 85%.
Those movies still flop. That happens.
Yeah, and I'm not saying it doesn't flop. I'm saying it was well received by the people who did watch it. No one watched it apparently.
Yeah.
Weird, right?
Always when people don't watch a movie, I'm always like, I wonder why people didn't watch it.
Yeah, but to be fair, this was a movie I had to learn about before I watched it. When it came out in theaters, I had no interest in watching it. I had no idea. But as soon as my friend was like, "Yo, this is what kind of this movie is about," you know what got me to watch it? I had seen a scene on TV where they showed the scene of her coming down with the baby.
Yeah.
And it was all quiet. And I was like, what is this movie about? Because that scene was powerful by itself. So I was like, what is this about? That's what made me watch it.
I want to see Clive Owen's acting.
It's Clive Owen. It's Clive Owen. It's not as intense as Clive Owen is, but it's intense.
It won Oscars?
I think it was nominated. I'm trying to look right now. but
That's IMDb shit. You know what I mean?
yeah.
What are you, chin right now?
Let's see. Let's see.
Yo, bro, I liked it.
Mm-hmm.
It was interesting, but I'm like, the whole time I was like, bro, what's this all about? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it's it was nominated for best screenplay. It was nominated for 3 Oscars.
That's good. That's amazing though. That's
Yeah.
huge.
Best screenplay, best cinematography, best film editing.
I mean, think about those. Those are 3 big major categories.
Yeah, those are pretty. If
know
you
what I'm saying?
if you win best cinematography, you're doing
great.
pretty. You're
Best
doing pretty well.
screenplay, it's humongous.
Yeah, I will say this. It's like, how do you the reason
writing
why,
was great.
Yeah, the reason why as to why people didn't watch it is like, how do you even market this?
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
Everything. It's like the whole thing is just sort of. It's like a mystery that's sort of like the pieces sort of fall in place as the movie goes along.
Yeah,
But how do you market that?
I don't know.
You know what I mean? And it's like, it's not like the war scenes are over the top and like big. They're gritty. They're gritty and kind of real. That doesn't play well on trailers.
Yeah, unless the movie's like about that, like
Yeah.
Hurt Locker or something.
But it's not about that. That's just the scene.
Good point.
It's this. I will say this in terms of like box office numbers. If this was Alfonso Cuarón's movie now, I think it would get big hits because it's Alfonso Cuarón and he has that clout.
It's the same cast.
With the same cast, and he has that clout. Back in 2006, he wasn't where he is now.
Yeah, they probably didn't promote it like that.
No, they were probably like, let's see. But I mean, I think Masterpiece might be a bit much to call this movie, but Masterpiece flop is an interesting way to take this movie.
Yeah, it's an interesting comment.
Yeah, right? Because it's like, it's not a bad movie, but it just didn't connect with people.
Yeah.
I also think 2006 people weren't as maybe this might have been a little too apocalyptic for 2006. But I don't know.
I wonder how close it was to I Am Legend coming out.
I Am Legend was
just trumped it.
2004.
Oh yeah.
Same thing with V for Vendetta. It was probably a bigger movie.
There were but those were such big movies too. You know what I mean? Maybe they
didn't advertise this movie at all.
Yeah.
They really didn't. I mean, I never saw a trailer for it. I only heard about it again because of Oscar buzz.
Crazy. Children of Men. Spoiled my beans.
I did. Reverse bitches.